Rock and roll has always pushed boundaries, but some songs did more than push. They kicked the door down, set off alarms, and never apologized.
The change has come, she's under my thumb.
These are the tracks that made parents panic, censors sweat, and radio stations pull the plug. 13. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, The Beatles.
Lucy in the sky with diamonds.
From the moment it dropped, critics fixated on the initials, LSD. The psychedelic imagery like kaleidoscope eyes, cellophane flowers, marmalade skies all pointed to Lucy being an LSD song. And that reputation never went away. But John Lennon insisted that wasn't the case. He said the song's inspiration was a drawing his 3-year-old son Julian made of a classmate named Lucy. The press didn't buy it. Then in 2004, Paul McCartney admitted it was pretty obvious drugs influenced the song. The song itself was never formally banned. Only A Day in the Life was banned by the BBC from airplay on Sgt. Pepper. But the belief that Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was banned became part of the moral panic. That's just one of many controversies the Beatles had in their day. But the four lads from Liverpool were even more controversial in their solo works.
Lucy in the sky with diamonds.
Number 12. Hi, Hi, Hi. Wings, 1972. After the Beatles, Paul McCartney formed Wings, and not long after got himself banned by the BBC. The track Hi, Hi, Hi featured what censors heard as drug innuendo and explicit sexual references. The line in question? Get you ready for my body gun. McCartney insisted the whole thing was a mistake. He said the lyric isn't body gun, but polygon. He claimed his publishing company transcribed it wrong and sent that version to radio stations. McCartney later admitted body gun was better words, almost. That wasn't the only issue. The BBC also took aim at the repeated line, "We're gonna get high, high, high," which they interpreted correctly as a reference to getting high. When the BBC banned it in December 1972, broadcasters played the other side, See Moon, instead. McCartney used the ban as free promotion, announcing this one was banned during live shows. The controversy didn't hurt. The song hit the top 10 in both the US and UK, despite the ban. Getting banned from the radio is one thing, but the next song got the Doors fired from their gig at the famous Whiskey A Go-Go Rock Club. Number 11. The End. The Doors.
This is the end. Beautiful friend.
One night in 1966, Jim Morrison walked onto the Whiskey A Go-Go stage and improvised one of the most controversial pieces of rock history ever. While the band was performing The End, Morrison flew into an Oedipal verse about killing his father and having sex with his mother. The club fired them. But that wasn't the end of it. When they recorded the track for their debut album, Morrison delivered the same lines, but they were buried in the mix, making them practically inaudible.
This is the end. Beautiful friend.
They wouldn't stay hidden for long. When Francis Ford Coppola made Apocalypse Now, the film's sound team was given access to the master tapes, and a mix was used that made the father and mother lyrics unavoidable. The 1999 reissue of the album also made the controversial section clearer, so new generations of rock fans could puzzle over it. Morrison stayed vague, calling it a goodbye to a kind of childhood.
Father, yes son, I want to kill you.
Number 10. Mother's Little Helper, The Rolling Stones.
Running for the shelter of a mother's little helper and it.
On their 1966 Aftermath album, the Rolling Stones took aim at suburban housewives. The song's about a woman hooked on Valium just to make it through the day. The BBC banned it from radio play. But the real controversy went deeper. Critics accused Jagger and Richards of launching a blatant attack on motherhood, calling the lyrics misogynistic. But others saw it differently, taking a sympathetic view of the trapped housewife phenomenon. The debate still goes on today. Either way, the song exposed middle-class hypocrisy. Suburban moms complaining about teenage drug abuse while needing their own little yellow pill. Far from being the last Stones song surrounded with controversy, Mother's Little Helper isn't even the most controversial song on the album.
No more running for the shelter of a mother's little helper.
Number 9. Under My Thumb, The Rolling Stones.
The change has come, she's under my thumb.
The Rolling Stones sparked an uproar among feminists with this one. The lyrics compared a woman to a squirming dog, a Siamese cat, and a pet. One critic called it the worst picture of women, where sexual exploitation reaches unique heights. Mick Jagger defended it as a jokey number, insisting it was about a repressed male turning the tables on a pushy woman. Still, the band altered the lyrics in live performances for many years, starting with the 1969 tour, changing girl to woman. But that was just the start. In December 1969, at the Rolling Stones' free concert at Altamont Speedway, Under My Thumb was playing when Meredith Hunter was stabbed to death by a Hells Angels member, Alan Pissarro, who was later acquitted, forever linking this already controversial song with tragedy.
Under my thumb, a girl who has
The BBC refused to play the next song on our list, but that's the least controversial thing about it. Number 8. Lola, The Kinks. While touring the U.S. in early June 1970, the Kinks got word that the BBC was refusing to play their new single, Lola, right before its release. The censorship wasn't about the transgender subject matter. It was about advertising. The original recording contained Coca-Cola, violating BBC policy against product placement. Ray Davies had to make a 6,000-mile round trip back to London to re-record the line as Cherry Cola.
It tastes just like cherry cola.
Other outlets weren't as lenient on the rest of the lyrics. Some Australian stations banned it outright. Broadcasters would fade out the track before Lola's gender identity was revealed, or create crude edits to remove the revealing final lines. The song still sparks debate to this day. Some say it had a positive impact on the trans community, while others criticize the outdated language and ambiguous message.
Girls will be boys and boys will be girls. It's a mixed up model rap show.
There's no ambiguity about the next song. Number 7. Christine 16, Kiss. Gene Simmons was 28 years old when he wrote this song about a 16-year-old girl he spots young enough to still be in school. Major radio stations knew right away this was a problem. WABC in New York and WKBW in Buffalo restricted the song's daytime airplay, pushing it into late-night rotation instead. Despite the limited play, the single still hit number 25 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song's origin was allegedly rooted in Simmons' own words. He said he wrote it to prove he could write the kind of teenage girl songs he often mocked Paul Stanley for creating. Today, critics call it downright creepy, pointing to lyrics like, "I don't usually say things like this to girls your age." The song appears on multiple lists of tracks that would never be released today. Next up, another song that could never be released today. Flew under the radar of censors for years because they didn't understand the slang. Number 6. Walk on the Wild Side, Lou Reed.
And the other girls go.
Lou Reed's ode to Andy Warhol's factory and all its superstars, hustlers, and downtown outsiders in that drug-soaked chaos. The people in the song weren't fictional characters. These were real names and real lives living in downtown New York. RCA provided radio stations with an edited version, removing the oral sex reference, and in some edits changing colored girls to "and the girls."
Even when she was giving good head, this is me. Take a walk in the wild.
Most U.S. stations ignored the edit and played the original anyway. In the U.K., the phrase "giving head" simply slipped past the censors entirely. These days, critics say the song dehumanizes and fetishes transgender people. Reed's later producer, Hal Wilner, disagreed and called it a love song, celebrating real people from the factory.
You take a walk on the wild side. Oh, honey.
From Warhol's world to the underworld, the next song caused controversy for allegedly being in league with the devil. Number 5, Highway to Hell, AC/DC. As soon as religious conservatives saw the title and the album cover, they lost their minds. They called it proof AC/DC was endorsing Satanism. Protests followed, and the band found itself swept away in a growling moral panic. They were accused of backmasking, hiding satanic messages in their songs when played backward. Angus Young dismissed it, but it was about to get a lot darker. In 1985, serial killer Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, was arrested wearing an AC/DC hat and later claimed that another song from the album, Night Prowler, inspired him. The media ran with it anyway. Headlines screamed, "AC/DC music made me kill." And all this controversy and panic bled over into another song off the album. Number 4. Night Prowler, AC/DC. The media speculated Night Prowler pushed Ramirez to commit more than a dozen murders. Parents in Los Angeles County campaigned against AC/DC's concerts and albums. The band insisted the song was about sneaking into a girlfriend's bedroom while her parents slept. Fans and critics didn't buy it, pointing to violent imagery in the lyrics. After the controversy, AC/DC has never played Night Prowler live, despite being a fan favorite. But Satanism wasn't the only way to cause moral outrage. The next song did it by talking about a Catholic girl named Virginia. Number 3, Only the Good Die Young, Billy Joel.
Darling, only the good die young. That's what
Catholic leaders in St. Louis and Boston pressured radio stations to ban the song for promoting premarital sex and mocking Catholic teachings on chastity. When Joel toured St. Louis in early 1978, he received death threats, warning him not to perform it. In response, he performed the song twice and encouraged the audience to sing along. But Joel welcomed the controversy.
Come out, Virginia, don't let me wait. The Catholic girls start much too late.
Before the religious uproar, the single was struggling for airplay. Billy Joel explicitly credits the censorship for its success, stating nothing sells a record like a boycott. The controversy propelled the single to number 24 on the Billboard Hot 100. Joel wrote letters to archbishops, thanking them for the publicity and asking them to ban his next record.
Don't you know that only the good die young?
From saying heaven is for those who will wait to saying there's no heaven. There's no doubt why our number 2 song is still controversial to this day. Number 2, Imagine, John Lennon.
Imagine all the people.
John Lennon didn't hide what this song was about. He called it anti-religious, anti-nationalistic, anti-conventional, anti-capitalistic. He admitted it was virtually the Communist Manifesto. Religious groups were furious about lyrics suggesting no heaven and no religion. Conservative critics said Lennon was asking listeners to abandon core American and religious values. This wasn't Lennon's first run-in with the church. Before Imagine, Lennon released an even more direct rejection of faith.
Don't believe in Jesus.
His song, God, listed everything he no longer believed in. Magic, the I Ching, the Bible, Jesus, Kennedy, Buddha, Elvis, Dylan, and finally the Beatles. Those lyrics became part of a larger backlash that followed Lennon into his final years. Mark David Chapman, Lennon's killer, was obsessed with Lennon's solo work and fixated on what he saw as hypocrisy and betrayal, including Lennon's rejection of religion.
Imagine no possession.
The number one spot on the list goes to the song that enraged a nation so much, some in the government called for the band to be executed. Number 1, God Save the Queen, Sex Pistols. Released during Queen Elizabeth II's Silver Jubilee, the Sex Pistols called the monarchy a fascist regime. The BBC issued a total ban. Major stores refused to stock the record. Labour MP Marcus Lipton publicly condemned the song, warning that pop music attacking Britain's institutions was itself dangerous. Other MPs and commentators went even further, calling for the band to be hung at Traitor's Gate. The song officially peaked at number 2, but rumors persist the charts were manipulated to avoid embarrassing the Queen during Jubilee week. And the Sex Pistols pushed back against the ban. Their manager, Malcolm McLaren, and Virgin Records' Richard Branson chartered a boat called the Queen Elizabeth to sail down London's River Thames toward Parliament, blasting the song alongside punk anthems like Anarchy in the UK. Police boats closed in as the music played, arrests followed soon after, and the backlash turned violent. Johnny Rotten was attacked with razors outside a pub. Drummer Paul Cook was badly beaten in a separate assault. By that point, outrage had crossed a line. 13 songs, bans, boycotts, death threats, and violence. Which controversy shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments.